Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video I am so excited to film. I've had this idea for a while now, but I haven't been able to put the right words in my head. Honestly, I just sat down like 10 minutes ago. I was like, I'm just gonna put on my iPad every single thing that comes to my head, and I'm just gonna spit out the first 10 things that came to my mind about what I learned a year in as a hairstylist. If you're new here, I have been licensed for a little bit over a year. I was an assistant for a couple months, and then I started booth renting for the woman who I assisted for. So if that gives you a little bit of background to hopefully help my story, then do with it what you will. So my first thing that I learned, and I learned this from the start in beauty school, is you have to show up on Instagram every single day. I'm not gonna lie, I take breaks from Instagram. I feel like everyone needs a social media break. I'll go weekends sometimes where I don't even log into my hair page. I need a break. But when I do come back from those weekends, I do notice my engagement's not very good. I don't get as many likes. I'm not popping up in people's feeds like I was. I can make a whole video about social media for my business, which if you guys are interested in, I'll totally do. Just comment that down below. So the second thing I learned is, in order to stand out from the rest of this industry, you have to be doing things that other stylists aren't doing. I also added that yes, people can tell when you copy others, and yes, it is embarrassing for both people. I know that people follow both parties, and my clients say something like, they're like, hey, I saw you posted this, and then I saw them do the exact same thing. I'm not saying you can't bounce ideas around, get wanting to bounce off ideas, but don't copy word for word. Don't steal ideas. It's embarrassing. The third thing that I learned is you don't just have to be good at hair in order for people to come back to you. People are not going to come back to you if you're rude to them. People are not going to come back to you if you charge them $4,000. People are not going to come back to you if you're late, you cancel a million times. There's just so many things. I feel like as a hairstylist, people are looking for people who are professional. At the end of the day, this is your job, and they're also paying you to be there. They may love their hair and love the way you did it, but if it took you 6,000 hours because you were doing things in the back and talking to your boyfriend on the phone, they're not gonna come back to you. The next thing that I learned is it is okay to say no. In beauty school, we're taught to say yes to everything. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it. If this person makes you uncomfortable, don't do it. If I get a service that I'm not comfortable with, I'm like, hey, I actually don't feel comfortable doing this. It's not in my expertise. It's not what I do every day, but I do know an amazing stylist who would be way better for you, who could suit every need you have. Yes, it sucks because at the end of the day, I'm throwing away money, but I have to create room for the people that I want in my clientele. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, just don't do it. To kind of back that up, another thing that I learned is just to say yes to opportunities that you think are best fit for you. What I think is a good idea is to write out a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, and maybe even a 15-year plan depending on where you are in your life. If you don't think what you're doing now is gonna lead you to where you want to be in 5 years, then you need to go figure out what's going to be best for you. Obviously, I said yes to moving salons because I felt that was best fit for me. It honestly was everything that I wanted in my 5-year plan. My next thing I learned is you have to work hard because being self-employed is challenging. I always get asked, how are you self-employed? How do you get to work every day? Like, how do you motivate yourself to do this work? And honestly, it's hard some days. I think a lot of it is that I love my job and I love the people I work with. I love the salon I'm in. I love my clients, so that helps a lot. If I didn't like my job, it would be much harder to go in. At the end of the day, I just tell myself that like I'm creating the future that I want. This is for my future. This is gonna help me accomplish my goals. This is gonna buy me a Jeep. Like whatever you want, like write it down and like go chase that. Another thing I learned, this one hits near and dear to my heart. Don't let people take advantage of you, whether that is your boss, whether that is your client, especially when you're new. Clients aren't stupid. They know that you're new. They know that you're nervous, you're scared. As far as like a boss and like salon perspective, it's important to read your contract, know what you get out of it, know what you don't. The next thing that I learned is money is hard and it's confusing. This includes purchasing product, keeping your records of the money that people pay you, doing your taxes. No one teaches you how to do your taxes when you're self-employed. And honestly, the only advice I can give you on that is that you'll learn as you go. The next one is, it is so easy to feel burnt out in this industry. I'm hearing people's stories. It's one of my favorite parts of my job, but it's also really challenging to go home and just like clear all that from your head. So I think it's really important every couple weeks to just take maybe an extra day off, like something like that, just to make sure you're keeping yourself in check, you're keeping your mind clear. That way you don't get tired of the work you're doing, because honestly, doing hair is so much fun. You just have to have a good balance. The very last thing that I have learned this year is you can do anything in this field, and that there are literally no limits. I kind of realized this recently, honestly. Like, you can take hair into any direction you want. You can do education, you can do social media, you can be behind the chair, you can be a salon owner. Literally, you can do anything. I think this one really goes like into play with being different and finding what area in this field you want to shine in. At the end of the day, we all do hair, whether you do blondes, you do brunettes, or you do them all. We all do hair, and literally whatever direction you want to take that in, you can. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm honestly probably gonna make a part 2 because I've learned so much this year. And if you have any video requests, just go ahead and leave them down below, because I'm gonna try to make more videos for you guys now that COVID is back around. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye guys.
I like my girls just like I like my honey, sweet, little selfish.